WCBI News at 10 starts now.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us tonight. A potential industrial development project could bring a big economic boom to Clay County. West Point selectmen and Clay County supervisors met in a joint session this morning to discuss details of a deal that could bring 300 jobs to the area. Our Quentin Smith has been following the story. He joins us live in the studio with the latest. Quentin.
Yes, Scott, West Point city leaders, Clay County leaders, and the Golden Triangle Development Link are all working to bring in this new project. It's called Project Polar. Now, although it's not finalized yet, both city leaders and residents are excited about what this new deal could mean for the area. This empty Americold Logistics building could soon receive a makeover. West Point city leaders and Clay County leaders are working to bring in a $50 million project to this site and hundreds of jobs to the area.
It just makes me feel better about our town because I knew that freezer services building had been vacant for a while and it started to look dormant, but now it's going to be a thriving part of our community.
Wesley Taylor has lived in West Point his entire life and says he was pleased to hear about this new potential project.
I was very excited and happy for the community because in today's economy, everybody needs to be working if they can.
Listen, the jobs will be so much appreciated, they sure will.
West Point Mayor Robbie Robinson says this potential project could have a huge economic impact on the area.
We feel we've done our part. We've offered industrial ad valorem tax exemptions for this new industry that we're real pleased that we're able to, we think, bring them here to West Point and Clay County.
The deal also includes buying this empty Americold Logistics building and making various upgrades. During Tuesday's meeting, city leaders passed an industrial sewer and water rate on the project.
Also, a 10-year tax exemption for certain ad valorem taxation. Of course, the trade-off there and the benefit to the community, 300 jobs in a 4-year span of time.
The city and county are partnering with the Golden Triangle Development Link to bring in the project. CEO Joe Max Higgins says, quote, "We appreciate the opportunity to work with community leaders in West Point and Clay County to make our region a better place to work and live."
Next step is to wait and hear from Project Polar, see if they are going to be coming, and I think they are.
Now, the name of the company that will be coming to the area won't be released until everything is finalized. Scott, back to you.
New at 10, Columbus police arrest a Florida man accused of statutory rape. 18-year-old William White was arrested at a Columbus motel Monday. Police say White is accused of being in a illegal relationship with a child under the age of 14. Police started investigating after they got a tip back in September. Investigators found probable cause to issue a warrant for White's arrest. His bond has been set at $75,000. A Lowndes County man is arrested after allegedly threatening to cut a woman's body parts off. Stephen Lee Price was arrested yesterday after officers received multiple disturbance calls throughout the day. The complainant says Price came to her home threatening her, but would leave as soon as officers arrived. He continued to threaten her over the phone while deputies were present and would return after they left. Deputies talked to Price on the victim's phone, and he later called the Lowndes County Sheriff's Department to threaten them as well. He was located on Highway 45 north at Jess Lyons Road and arrested without incident. Price is charged with abusive calls, failure to obey a police officer, public drunkenness, and cyber stalking. On a different note tonight, time to get a first look at our forecast with Chief Meteorologist Keith Gibson. Good evening, Keith.
Scott, look at this great sunset we had from Columbus earlier this evening. Our Alpha Insurance camera right there. Our very own meteorologist Jacob Dickey catching the sunset in Starkville. Not too shabby there. Earlier this evening, we have the actual cold front coming on in. There's a little narrow band of showers and perhaps even a few thunder showers with that from Ripley, and it's broken back down towards Winona. So that's what the front coming on in here. Out ahead of it, we have some reduced visibility, some fog out there. So a little bit of that and some rain. And temperatures are warm right now. We'll cool down into the 60s, perhaps even a few 50s later tonight in the northwest. And look at these highs tomorrow. Upper 70s and low 80s with lower humidity. The full forecast details in just a few minutes.
Right. Thanks, Keith. The main features of the new Grant Presidential Library at Mississippi State arrive on campus. 4 life-size statues of Ulysses S. Grant, each one representing an important period in Grant's life, are being prepared for display. They represent the officer turned president as a West Point cadet, Union Army commanding general, President of the United States and his final years writing his memoirs. Library staff members say they're excited to get this edition and share it with the public.
It'll add a whole nother dimension to the experience that people have when they come to the museum. I mean, it's a great opportunity for people to learn about Grant, but these statues will really give them an opportunity to see Grant, life-size statues of Grant, and really see and experience what he was like.
The statues will be put in place next week. The exhibit is set to open on November 30th. Mississippi University for Women wants young girls everywhere to do the math. Today was Sonia Kovalevsky Mathematics Day at the W. The one-day event featured a mathematics competition and math workshops. Organizers say this is also a day to honor the first woman to receive a doctoral degree in math.
Well, I hope that they take away, they have fun, and they get educated on, the different aspects that you can see in mathematics. We just hope it opens up their eyes and just say it is possible, just like Sonia Kovalevsky showed us a long time ago, that it is possible for women to be successful in these fields.
The department awarded scholarships to the students with the highest scores in the competition. The Starkville Mississippi State University Symphony Orchestra was jazzing it up tonight. The orchestra put aside its classical set list for the annual Jazz at the Renaissance concert at Starkville's Renaissance Bank Plaza. Area residents were treated to an evening of jazz, swing, and standards from the American Songbook. We've heard of the Battle of the Bands, and tonight the Columbus songwriters were slugging it out. In honor of Mississippi's 200th birthday, Columbus Arts Council has been showcasing homegrown talent through the Mississippi Bicentennial Songwriting Contest. Tonight, 8 local artists belted out their best in the final judging. The overall winner was Tolanda Williams.
You've been asking for it. Mother Nature will respond tomorrow. Some sunshine, some clouds, and cooler temperatures, lower humidity, low 80s, even a few upper 70s. The full forecast coming up next.
Your first alert forecast with Chief Meteorologist Keith Gibson.
So nice to see you on this Tuesday evening. Here's our Alpha Insurance time lapse from Vernon, Alabama. You can see some of the clouds coming back in, those low clouds, some fog out there. We have some reduced visibility in parts of the area this evening out ahead of the front that's coming on through that will really change up our world by tomorrow morning. Now, right now with the front, we have a little bit of shower and thunder shower activity. Just a few lightning strikes showing up near Ripley, New Albany, western parts of Pontotoc County, near the Thaxton community. This is moving to the east, and it's a little broken line. There are a few blips down there west and southwest of Grenada. So that's what we have. That's the actual cold front coming on in. The cold front we've been watching out for the first time in what seems like forever. We will have some cool and refreshing air. The showers on the way out, the humidity on the way out, high pressure will win out, and you can see temperatures. Right now we have 70s, very warm, very sticky right now. 58 Little Rock, 49, look at that, Oklahoma City. So it's a whole different world back to our west. The dew point story really shows you what's going on. The 70s, the green, that's where we have this very muggy air, and then it's going to be replaced by this drier air coming in behind the front with northwesterly breezes tomorrow. It will feel pretty nice. Now, tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock, we may still see some low clouds around here. Our southeastern counties may be upper 60s. You may need a light jacket late tonight if you are in Oxford, Corinth, and those areas back towards, let's just say, Batesville. We may get down into the upper 50s tonight, so it could be a cooler start for you. Upper 70s and low 80s as we get into the course of the afternoon. So maybe some mid-70s in our far northern tier, mid-80s to the south. So we'll just split the difference and say around 80 degrees for our Wednesday. But the kicker here, lower humidity, and we'll take that after the way it's been. That humidity gets pushed off to our southeast tomorrow, and high pressure really starts to win out and give us some great weather for Wednesday and for Thursday too. It's looking pretty good here. Overnight lows for all of us tomorrow night and Thursday night, well into the 50s. Our next front of interest will be approaching us as we get into the end of the weekend. It's not going to move through until sometime Sunday night or Monday, so the weekend will be warmer and then cooler weather, more fall-like air for all of us for a couple of days at least early next week. So here's our roller coaster 7-day forecast. Around 80 Wednesday and Thursday. Again, as I mentioned, back into the 50s tomorrow night and Thursday night. We'll warm it up quickly for you Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, so another very warm weekend before those fall-like temperatures return early next week, Scott.
When we come back, we look at one company celebrating 2 milestones in Winston County.
You're watching WCBI News at 10 with Scott Martin.
Longtime business in our area that employs hundreds of is celebrating a milestone. Louisville Walmart Supercenter turns 40 this week. One employee has been working at the store for almost that entire time. Our Victoria Bailey met her and has her story.
Meet Barbara Wood.
I finished high school in May of '79 and went to work for Walmart in August '79, so my resume is short and sweet.
She's been a Louisville Walmart employee for more than 3 decades.
I just bloomed where I was planted.
Store manager James Jones says that's one thing the company is designed to do.
Walmart is a good company to grow with. One of the biggest things is no matter where you start, you can always move up. Most of the people in the store have started out as an hourly. They've worked their way up. We try to value everybody and let them grow with the company.
The Louisville Walmart arrived in 1977, but Wood was too young for employment. Wood says she knew when she came of age it would be a place that fuels her passion, and that's others.
It's been wonderful working with all the different people, not only, with the associates, but just the customers and just the connection. And being a small town, it's like a family.
Wood dates back to a time when founder Sam Walton owned the entire company.
The experience of taking pride in your work, getting to know people, and not just in a customer, but being a person, going that extra mile. And that's one thing that Mr. Sam always believed in, the respect for the individual, no matter who you are.
Wood says after 38 years, her best advice to the younger generations is
make every moment count, because you never know. You may be somewhere 38 years.
Mrs. Wood began her career at Walmart as a sales associate and now is a registered pharmacy technician. Coming up, slow pitch softball playoff action, and we talk more about our Carl Hogan Toyota Games of the Week next in sports.
Here's WCBI Sports with Robbie Donahoe.
Playoff night in slow pitch softball. We had 2 all-area matchups in Class 1 and Class 2. We start in Monroe County softball powerhouses. East Webster and Smithville meeting in the second round, and the Lady Wolverines exploded early. Jessica Davis. This one is way out of here to left center. Next batter, it's Mary Todd Brown. This one very nearly hit the scoreboard. This one will go to the parking lot. And then, well, maybe it did hit the scoreboard. I'm not sure. Coy Jennings with a souvenir of her own. That's back-to-back-to-back home runs. A 12-run third inning for East Webster. They're up 14-0. Yeah, 14-0. It's as if we're playing football again. Smithville would put on the rally caps, though. Lady Knowles hitting dingers of their own. Carly Cole, moonshot to left center. And then the very next batter, Emma Kate Hester, going to the same spot. Smithville would get the Lady Wolverine lead down to 6. Wasn't enough. East Webster wins Game 1 19-12 and Game 2 22-7 as they get the sweep. To Marble, your defending fast pitch state champs taking on Nettleton. A good rivalry matchup. Game 1, first inning. Nettleton's already up. They're going to be up by more after this swing from Danielle McCord. 2-run bomb to right. It's 3-0 Lady Tigers. Bottom of the first, here come the Lady Troopers. Haley Steele, solo shot to left center, makes it a 3-1 game. That would be the closest the home team would get, though. All the way fast forward to the sixth. Cameron Miller steps up for the Lady Tigers, and she's taking this one way out of here to left. Another bomb. Reagan Sullivan would add a homer for Morville, but Nettleton advances, getting the two-game sweep, 20-12 and 22-14. Switching gears now to high school football. Buckle up. We've got 4 Carl Hogan Toyota games of the week coming up this Friday. Our headquarters will be at Olive Branch West Point in a battle of unbeaten's. Top-ranked Way will look to stay perfect. Part 2 will be a somewhat de facto division title game in Region 2 6A as Starkville hosts Madison Central. These two top 5 teams have played some great games over the years. Part 3 of our game of the week takes us all the way to Batesville. Tupelo trying to beat South Panola for the first time since 2001 in a crucial division encounter. Horn Lake will still have something to say about this division. That's a big game for the Golden Wave. And then Part 4, Academy rivalry. Starkville Academy and Heritage Academy. A couple 7-1 teams doing battle. We'll be live and have reports from all 4 of these games as a part of our Carl Hogan Toyota Games of the Week this Friday. Now to our lineman of the week, where we recognize the fellas in the trenches and on the electric lines.
Tonight's Lineman of the Week is brought to you by 4 County and TVA's new eScore Residential Energy Efficiency Program.
We already talked a little bit about Starkville High, but the Yellow Jackets are a part of our Lineman of the Week. 7-1 overall, 3-0 in region play. They're winning by a margin of 26 points per game. They are scoring a lot, not giving up very many points. Now, they're averaging nearly 200 yards per game on the ground, and Drake Clark's been doing work on the ground. 683 yards rushing and 10 touchdowns as the Jackets will look to keep it rolling this Friday against Madison Central. That's the game I will be at. I'll be at the Nest enjoying the fun at Starkville High. I'll have a report there coming up at 6 with our games of the week. Switching gears to baseball, Mississippi State had their first practice at the new Duty Noble Field on Monday. Construction crews still hard at work preparing the new stadium for the first pitch of the 2018 season, but the Diamond Dogs got their first fall ball practice completed yesterday. Keep an eye on Belmont's Luke Alexander. He's in a position battle with Hunter Stovall at shortstop. Amory's Tanner Poole continuing to catch the eye of head coach Andy Canizero. Now, despite the field not being game ready, doesn't really matter for Canizero, as he and the Bulldogs eager to get back on the home turf Monday.
I don't think it would matter to our guys at all. I think we're just so excited to get outside. I think we're so excited to get this fall started, and we're just ready to go out and compete for jobs and show. I think our players are excited to show our coaching staff who's ready to play and who's ready to show this year's fan base that we can continue to build on the things that we did last year. So extremely jacked up, ready to get rolling. Slept in my uni last night, guys.
That's the kind of stuff Canizero does. You just got that smile from ear to ear. We also talked with Matt Insel about Marley Hatcher. That's online on our website. And the newest high school football polls are also online on WCBI.com. That's it for sports. We'll get a last look at your forecast.
It's hard to believe, but we're only 76 days away from the most wonderful time of year, and my favorite time. The Columbus Police Department, they're already getting a head start on their annual Christmas toy drive. Each year, they're able to give around 500 kids a gift for Christmas. Families that want to sign up for the toy drive can do so from 8 to 1 through Thursday at the police station. Rhonda Sanders with the police department says this lets every child have a Christmas.
Something might have the fathers get laid off or the mothers get laid off, just to help them get through Christmas. It might not pay for everything for the whole Christmas, just to help them get through Christmas.
Donations need to be new, unwrapped gifts. They'll be taken through December 11th. It's crazy that we're...
Maybe by December 11th it'll be cool out there.
We hope so.
We have some showers and thunder showers across parts of the area, and still a little bit of rain potential tonight. A dense fog advisory newly issued for West Alabama. There are pockets of reduced visibility out there here this evening. Now, that front will sweep all the moisture out of here, upper 70s, low 80s for the next 2 days. Still warm for this weekend, and then more fall-like air early next week, Scott.
Hey, I'm wishing it.
Bring it on.
Thanks, Keith. Thanks for watching tonight. Have a good night. We'll see you tomorrow.